What's up guys, it's me Jack and today we are back in Space Engine. So today we are probably going to do more temperatures comparing. So let me see, what I think I'm going to do here is, okay, I think I'm out of the UK. Where the heck am I now? What the, help me? Where's my, right, let's, oh my god. Okay, we were in the middle of Africa then. Well, actually, no, south of Africa. So, okay, let's go back to here. So today I think we're going to compare some temperatures. So I might actually compare temperatures between my holiday and here. I know roads would be so much hotter than here on average. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just see what it would be like. So temperatures then. Local temperature here 33 degrees here, and right now it is the summertime, 2nd of July. So since we are there, this is apparently on summer. So I'm going to see here. So this is 33 degrees, and apparently as you go more this way, which way is that? Is that more north or more west? So this is definitely north here. So it's 34 degrees, but if you turn this way, go south, it's gonna get so much hotter on average in the local area. It will probably get much hotter on average, or it might get a teeny tiny bit more colder. Kind of depends where you are in this part of the country. So yeah, this is 37 degrees. I'm gonna go to the very south of the UK. It's like I'm literally putting Microsoft Flight Sim, but I'm not. Let me go to Kent. I'm gonna go down near where Dover is, towards near France. So here is an average in the local temperature is 1838. Freaking hell, 38 degrees Celsius. That's local temperature. What the hell? Average temperature is apparently 12 degrees. I think it's in this entire planet, not like where I am on the planet. So, like, what the hell? Okay, so this is actually insane. This is summer in Britain, but I need to set this to August. So if I set this to August, 0804, today's date. I'm gonna wait until it's daytime. I'm not gonna look at mine yet. So here it would be 36 degrees instead of 38. So average temperatures here is apparently different. Let me reverse time here. Going to reverse time for a sec. So it's apparently about 36 degrees on average. So yeah, it's about 36 degrees on average around here. But if we go all the way to like near John O'Groats, or sort of the very north of England, or even towards the Orkney Islands, the temperatures here would be much cooler. It's 32 degrees. It's not even that much different though, if I'm being honest. That's not even too different. And if I just set this to July like it was before, 2025.7. Okay. Okay, alright. I think my parents are arguing again. Right. Right, what's the temperatures here? 35 degrees. So it's definitely 3 degrees colder here in August. If I set this to September then, 2025.09.01 at about 12:01. I think I'll do 1 o'clock here. 12:59. So this would be about average temperature is apparently, let me reverse time, because why is it like that? Okay, I think this is for how it's meant to go. Or is it? Let me turn the temperature here. So I think that's the midpoint. So it's 28 degrees on average here, apparently on September. So if I go to the south of England again, to the very south, the very far south of England. Right, okay, so this temperature would be 33 instead of 28 degrees, so I think that's about 5 degrees lower at the very north part. And if I set this to sort of winter, so I'm going to do it in December 2025 dot 12.01, and then set this to about 12. So yeah, again, obviously the sun's not going to be very high because it is winter. So the temperature, local temperature here, apparently, on average, is 15 degrees around the south, apparently. And then if we go to the very north here, it's if I go all the way here, apparently it would be about 7 degrees. 7. That is cold. That is so cold. Obviously, it is winter, so it is meant to be cold here. So, yeah, that's kind of how we can compare temperatures between seasons and certain areas of Britain. So, obviously, the south is much warmer than the north. It's kind of declared as that. If I go high up in the sky, though, it will be cold. It's going to be also much warmer. I actually don't get that. Okay. Oh, right. It does say minuses here. Just kind of say the minuses a little bit. So, since I'm kind of up in a mountain, it will be cold. Let me actually go to like a massive mountain. See how cold that can get. It's 3 degrees up here, and you can just see the sun, like just barely. Like it will not look very, very bright at all because it is winter. It does generally look like sunset all day. That's what winter looks like. It's a bit like sunset, like probably the same height as what it's currently now. Actually, no, I think now it's higher than this. In case of like where the sun is, to be like that high right now. But it's that low here. Jeez. Yeah, it is gonna be freezing where I am right now here. Right, so yeah, this is what winters is like in Britain. But let's go to Rhodes. I'm gonna go to Greece because that's where I went on my holiday. So I'm going to go around here, around the Earth, and go to Rhodes. This is the island here. I'm going to go very north or the very south. I don't think it matters. I'll go to the south here. And I guess I'll just compare a little bit here. So, like I just did in the UK. So here, the temperatures on average on winter is 23.512 degrees. So that is quite warm for a winter. It's pretty warm compared to many places. But technically, Rhodes is kind of in near the equator, so I don't think the temperatures will be too different, compared to, like, for example, if I went to, like, the middle of Africa, for example, if I went to the equator, would it be much different temperatures to compare? Like, if you kind of have a day here in winter, just hear me out for a sec. So okay, let me reverse time. Reverse. So this is as high as it can get. So the way temperature is here, 42 degrees in the equator. It's boiling hot here. And this is sort of its winter. But if I set that to summer, 2025.06, 36.01 at about, wait, what time would it be? 1 o'clock? I think it's always better. I think the midday will be about 1. Would it be 1? Okay, I think the sun just moved. So the temperature here now on Earth would be, what the hell? What the hell happens here? 36. Oh, okay. It's actually chilled a little bit. I think it's just because it is more slightly the south of equator. So if I go to more towards the center of it, the temperature should just be the same. So 37.5 degrees here. It is actually 37. If I set this to winter, dot 12.25th, because that's Christmas Day, at 1 o'clock. This is what it is here. So the sun is there. Temperatures here, it's not too dissimilar. 39 degrees in winter. So apparently around here it's much warmer in the winter because it's heading towards southern hemisphere, which is obviously the opposite side of the Earth. Well, the southern side of Earth. Like in the winter for us will be their summer here, and then our summer would be their winter. That's kind of how it works. But if you think about it, the equator would more or less work like spring or slash autumn all the years round. This kind of area would sort of be known by like autumn and spring kind of all year. That's kind of how it works in our area. More or less it kind of works like that. So yeah, it's about here 39. And yes, let's kind of now check out. Let's keep going to roads here. So I'm gonna just set it to still about winter time. I think it's already the same time as just what I set on. That's a bit odd. Okay. So this is roads. Alright, so this is roads. And this is Turkey. So if I go here again, the temperature is 24 degrees in the south of Rhodes. If I go to the north Rhodes of where actually the main city is of Rhodes is 24. It's also about 24 degrees here. Let me actually double check here. So it's just a teeny tiny bit hotter by like 0.32 degrees Celsius. It's not that much hotter if you think about it. It's not that much hotter personally. So yeah, this is kind of what Rhodes reveals to me. But if I set this to summer, oh my god, I bet it will be boiling. But actually, in average, temperatures in Rhodes is about at least 30 degrees every single day when I went on holiday. Honestly, he gave me heat rushes, like I kind of said in that other video when I came back. Like basically, I think it's about 35 degrees or 32, 33 degrees average. And I'm pretty sure there's been a couple days on my holiday where it went up to 37-ish degrees, which is not too far off from 40 degrees. So, right, so we're going to add 2025.07. Actually, no, 06 will probably work better. At, again, about 1 mid. Or should I do that? The sun would actually be straight up, like it always is. Or would it be straight up? What the heck? Okay. So here would now be 40 degrees in summer, which is significantly warmer than it was before. 40 degrees, and this is kind of not far off from how my temperature was when I went on holiday. It wasn't too far off from 40 degrees. It was like 30, at least mid 30s, I think, when I went to Rhodes. If I go all the way to the north, though, let's see, it's going to be 39-ish degrees, or roughly the same. It's actually the same temperature, 40 degrees, in Rhodes. So yeah, Yeah, let's go to the deserts of Africa and see how hot they can get. I bet it's very hot. Oh, actually, no. I find that odd, honestly. 41 degrees there, but if we go more south, apparently it gets colder, which is a bit weird, honestly. 39 degrees, 40 degrees, 41. I think we're heading to like mid temperatures here. So it's at least 40, 41 degrees. I don't think it gets much hotter than that. And then it gets cooler as we go to the other side of Africa. It gets so much cooler. We're heading to like the mid 30s as we approach the tropical rainforest of Africa. Right, okay, that's a bit odd. So Africa is 40, 41 degrees on average. But here, I know it is not too far from Africa, but it's like proper like 40 degrees. Round here, it's actually boiling in Rhodes. Oh my god. But let's actually compare it to an altitude that average planes would do. So if I kind of did on average 35,000 feet, I think that's kind of what most airlines would do. So I would go high up until it says about 35,000 feet. This is like 2,000 feet. That is like miles high already. That is like miles high already. That's 10,000 feet. It progressively gets colder. Yeah, this is 35,000 feet. And the temperature here is minus 30 degrees as we go up in the air. So this is 35,000 feet in a very hot ground surface of 40 degrees Celsius. If we go to the north, does it get much colder? I'm not really sure. Let's see. An average planes go about 550 miles per hour, so this is actually proper plane speed. This is plane speed, actually. But in this kind of simulation, it would feel slow, because obviously we're very high in the air. We're not going to recognize it as fast. So if I just randomly, unrealistically double the speed and stuff. Since there are tons of mountains around here, climbing on top of a mountain would be quite cold. Well, not too cold. So here is also roughly the same, 30 degrees minus 30. So yeah, if we went twice the height, as it was, it still, oh my god, it gets significantly colder. Even when we get to 50,000 feet, it would be minus 64 degrees Celsius. I think you would turn to an ice cube up in the air. Like, that is normal. You would turn to a bloody ice cube. What the hell? Right, so this is how it works. So, minus 30. So, yeah, this is kind of how planes go. Like, if it go up in a very high height, it would be freezing up there, because it is, obviously, well, leaving, like, the ground surface of sunlight. So, yeah. But let's actually compare it to Britain. So, right. So if I go to the very south of England here, so right now it's 38 degrees Celsius average. So, but if I go up in a high air, so if I go again up to 35,000 feet, I think this is already like 17,000 feet. It's actually, no, it's 2,000 feet. What the hell am I looking at? It's 26 degrees here. Yeah, and it's already on its minuses. Oh my god. So, it actually, apparently, just roughly 1 degrees colder than it was in Rhodes. How? Like, actually, how? How is that just 1 degrees colder? What the hell? Okay, so if I go all the way up, but all the way to basically Scotland, so if I kind of do that, okay, that's not going to be quite on its height. Oh, let me go to the ends here. So if I went up to 35,000 feet here, that's 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 35, there we go. So the temperatures here is so much colder, minus 33 degrees Celsius. That is literally 2 degrees colder than the south of England, apparently. So, yeah, that's a bit odd. But to go to the extremes, I'm going to go back to Rhodes and see how cold it would be up in the air in winter. So let's see how cold it can get during winter season up at 35,000 feet in certain locations. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Oh, right. What the hell? So, right there. Right, I'm going to set this to winter. So, right, set this to December 12, 1. Okay, so, it's 24 degrees, but if I go up in the air, not actually, up in the bloody air, right, that is colder. So it's 8 degrees colder than it was in summer in Rhodes, the south area of Rhodes. So yes, this is kind of what's going on here. And if I fly out here to the north, obviously for landscapes and etc., it will be probably much colder. Like landscape height, 400, 500, 800 feet. Because it is surrounded by mountains, like I kind of said before. So it's actually getting a teeny tiny bit colder. It's actually getting colder as we get up through roads. It's getting significantly colder as we kind of go round to the north. It's actually getting cold. So minus 38.647, so actually went up by about another 0.5 degrees. Just in about probably 50 kilometers. Really did a significant job here. So yeah, let's go back to England and see how freaking cold it can get there. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think everybody is screwed if they go up in the air. I think we will turn to a little glacier. I think everything will become a glacier. If I go to England, to the south, first of all, would we become a freaking ice cube? We'll see. I didn't see my exact temperature, some of you may have seen it if you're cheeky, but anyway, we're gonna get up into the air. So already into our minuses in just 10,000 feet. That is crazy. Yeah, it's getting colder, alright. Jeez, okay. 35,000 feet high. It's minus 45. Ooh. That's 15 degrees colder, I think. That is definitely 15 degrees colder. And if I go all the way to the northern England, to northern Scotland, let's go. Let's go to John O'Groats. Let's test it out there. We're gonna go up in the air and see. Oh my god, just in 4,000 feet. We're already in our freaking negatives in only about 4,000 feet then. Oh heck. Yeah, that's not a good sign. So, it's about, let me check my temperature. Minus 49, just 4 degrees colder. 4 degrees colder up there. Okay, that's interesting. So, yes, this is how we compare our temperatures around here. But let's go to the ultimate ice cube, Iceland. So, I'm going to do another bit of comparison. This is literally winter and we barely even get any sunlight. I'm near the aurora borealis, I think it is. Is that the same aurora that affected us though? It probably is, honestly. But we are near an aurora. So yeah. That is literally, I think that is midday on winter, and that's it. That's all Iceland gets apparently. So, temperatures here then is wild. 1 degree Celsius. One. Oh my god. Yeah, that is really Iceland, alright. Not the bloody shop in Iceland. It's literally the country of Iceland. Oh my god. Uh, yeah, that's insane. Let's go to the north of Iceland. To the ultimate fridge. I think there's basically going to be no sunlight here. I doubt it. And we can already see some bloody stars there. And I bet the bloody North Star's probably straight up, I think. Or is it like really low? Let me actually try to click on them. The moon. That's Jupiter. Alright. I don't think we get stars north very often. I don't think we don't even have many northern stars. I think Polaris is there. That's the North Star. I would think it'd be straight up though, not like that high. That is the same as in Britain, and you can't even get any sun from there. Oh, without climbing a high mountain. So yeah, temperatures here is absolutely wild. It's minus 11 degrees Celsius. Oh, ooh, minus 11. This is probably like 10,000 feet or 15,000 feet in roads, and this is the same temperature as that. And this is not even up in the air. This is wild. So, this is winter time. So, let's set it to summer and get some slightly more happier endings. I don't know. 601 midday. Much better. We get more sunlight. So, right there. 31! Hey yo! What? 31 degrees Celsius. Hey yo, what the heck? What the heck? 31 degrees in Iceland in summer. That is wild. Okay, let's go to there and see what it is like at south point of Iceland. 33. Oh, heck. Yeah, that is insane. That is genuinely wild. Again, that is crazy. Right, so 33 degrees Celsius. And then, now what we're going to do is go up in the air and check 35,000 feet. Wait, that's not even 35,000, that's freaking miles high. That's miles high, that was too high then. Minus 34. I even think freaking Northern England in winter was colder than that. What the heck? Okay, I swear it was like minus 45 in England. In probably North John O'Groats, if you're that high. That is a bit weird, honestly. It kind of worries me a little bit. I don't know why. What the heck? Right, let me go on that glacier. So here, apparently, is... Oh yeah, it's about 30 degrees around here. 31. so if I go up in the literal air, -35. So it's apparently -36 degrees up there. So yeah, that's air temperature apparently here. So let's do the ultimate ice age temperatures here. We're gonna set it back to winter. So goodbye, very happy sun. We are going to make you sad now. So we're going to set this to 25.0, 12. What? To Christmas. Or should I do 21st? I think that's the longest day apparently. It may not be here though, but whatever. Screw it. Right. Okay. This is like sunset. Yeah. So it is here currently. So -7. And now we are going to do the ultimate test. Go up in the air. Frick, we're already in the minus double figures. That is so worrying here. Oh my god. Ugh. Really cold winters that. Oh my goodness. Right, it's -57 degrees Celsius here. Minus freaking 57. That is cold. Whoa. And it's freaking freezing down there. Right, let's go to another fridge. Let's go to the other fridge, and we barely even get sunlight there. So, see how that goes. We barely even get anything here. So, let's go up in the air. Minus freaking what? -22 here. That's why I said -7 before. That is already so much colder. That's 50,000 feet. -66. -24 here. What the heck? I thought that were. And it's only -4 here. That is apparently 31 degrees colder than here. What the heck? Oh my god. What is going on? Right, okay. How long are we in the video right now? Get rid of that. Half an hour. Let's keep going a little bit. So, my next test is, let's see how cold it gets in areas at night time. So we're gonna do the nighttime section of this video. So we are gonna go back to roads. So let's go all the way there. Right, okay, so this is 24 degrees here in winter, but no, first of all, I'm going to set this to summer. So I'm kind of going to do the summer section first. So 2025, and do the extremes after. 07, I'll do July for this. .01. I'm sure I'll do 22nd, because that's my birthday. Actually, no, I'll do 1st of July. To probably be much colder in my birthday. Not 1 o'clock. Let me. What's midnight? I'm gonna do midnight here. Midnight. This is midnight, so there we are. This is midnight, and local temperature here is 20 degrees at night. So yeah, this is nighttime. 20 degrees. Let's go up. That's right. That's minus. Right, so it's -42 degrees Celsius. Ooh, okay, that is cold. That is cold. Oh, right. But not as freaking cold as Iceland. At daytime, Northern Iceland. Oh my god. Right, is this even roads there? Or is that actually just Turkey? I actually couldn't tell. I think we just flown over to Turkey. This is main city of Rhodes. There we are. So 20 degrees again, just 20 degrees on average. So we're gonna go up now to the air. Well, 35,000 feet. Minus 42 degrees. Oh, okay, that's a bit odd actually. Minus 42 degrees up in the air. That's why that said minus 43. Did that say? I think that was said minus 43 and that said minus 42. For a second, I thought that's a bit odd. Right, 35,000 feet. It might have been a tiny bit biased because it's not the exact height, so it may not be 100% accurate, but this is how as accurate as it can get. So, minus 42 degrees here, apparently, and it's a teeny bit colder down there, so yeah. Let's actually try and make a fair test. I think I just did earlier, but I'm going to make another fair test here. Minus... temperature. Minus 42, so it's actually kind of not too far off from each other. So yeah. Look how low the Big Dipper is here. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of the Big Dipper there. I think it's going to sink. Right. Now, next stop is the UK. So, this is our midsection. We got all of these lights. I've just flown through these when I went back to the UK. I went through all this. I fell asleep, I think, during probably where that is. Then we got back to England. So, I literally fell asleep. I thought I would have been in Germany or something by now, but no. We actually got back to our country by the time the flight ended. Well, no, by the time we got up. So, yeah, we're going to go to the south, sort of the Isle of Wight, I think we're going to do here. Right, okay, 18 degrees at night. That is not too bad. I think that is kind of accurate in summer. And we're going to go up in the air. 35,000 feet. Okay. So it's minus 44 degrees up here. That is cold. That is quite cold again. That is cold. I'm pretty sure it said minus 30 degrees, I think, in summer. I think it said about minus 30 degrees. Right, okay. That's interesting. Alright. Right, let's go to the north. To John O'Groats. Let's go up in the air here. So, 14 degrees at night, average. Minus 46. That is literally the same. Well, probably just a teeny tiny bit colder than daytime winter. That is actually kind of crazy. That is quite crazy, I'm not going to lie to you. That is kind of wild. And now we're going to go to the ultimate ice cube. Apparently the sun rises north. What the heck? Is that literally where Iceland gets its daytime? Is that why it looks like sunset at night? Is that why? Oh, okay. Iceland's kind of interesting here. So let me land there. So it is 10 degrees here. And it's definitely so much warmer than it was, I think, before. Let me actually double check though. Let me go up to 35,000 feet. $35,000. Okay. So temperatures here is nearly minus 50. Jeez, that is cold though. That is freezing. Right, now let's go to the very north and let's see how significantly colder, or it might be a bit warmer actually here. It could be. It could actually be a damn lot warmer there. 6 degrees. Oh my freaking god, that's not too cold, I'm not gonna lie, but let me check. But this is summer, this is midnight. Ah, I just realized it's summer, not winter, so yeah, I might be wrong here. So let's go up in the air then. Right, minus 52. Oh, that is cold. why am I saying the same thing over and over again? But yeah, this is pretty cold up in the air because obviously it's up in the air for where airplanes would normally be at. So yes, this is test 1, a success. So the next final test I think is going to be winter. So now we're going to go down to Rhodes at winter and see how cold it can get up in the air. So, right. Now the time to shock us all with it. Where the heck is Rhodes? How did I forget my own holiday destination? Right, it's there. I'm gonna go to the south first. Right, so here is minus, no, well no, it's 20 degrees. Let me set it to winter there. This is summer. And this is kind of a lie because local temperatures when I went to Rhodes in summer was literally 28 degrees, I think it was most of the time. Average was 28 degrees around here, which is a strange thing to think about. Like, it's a strange thing to, in thought. 8 degrees warmer than it seems in Space Engine, but it is like midnight, but still. Yeah, I don't fully believe it, but this is not really meant for full-on realism. At least we got something quite accurate-ish. So yeah, we're gonna set this to 12:25 midnight. So it is apparently, what the heck? 3 degrees in Rhodes? Are you crazy? 3 degrees. That is freaking wild. 3 freaking degrees at midnight in winter. Whoa. Right. Okay, let's go up in the air and see how cold it gets. Uh-oh. Am I even in the right place at this point? I actually don't know. Minus 51. That is not far off from the temperature of summer nighttime in Iceland. That's not even far off, and then with this is the warmest it gets here. This is actually the warmest I think it gets. Right, now let's go to north here. Is this much colder? So it's 3 degrees still. So, what is it though? Yeah, it's 3. It's about 3 degrees average. Minus is already. Ooh. Minus 52, just 1 degrees colder. Apparently, that's a bit odd. That's a bit off here. Or does it get warmer actually as we go here? Does it even get much warmer? I think it might, but I don't 100% understand it. So I guess it is pretty cold up here. So, right, next stop, the UK. Right. Midnight UK winter time. So, yeah, we're gonna go again the Isle of Wight. I think that makes the most sense in my opinion. Not in the ocean, of course. So it is minus 7 degrees apparently at 12 at night in 12 at night in winter in the UK, South England, South UK. So yeah, this is how cold it gets. Let's go up to 35,000 feet. Minus 57, so I think it's actually 5 degrees colder than it was in Rhodes. But minus 7, I swear I did say like minus 3 or 3 degrees in Rhodes before. So that's about 10 degrees colder, I think. Yeah, it is. It's 10 degrees colder in this area of England than it was in Rhodes. So yes, this is cold. Right, let's now go to the John O'Groats. Now, It's minus 14 degrees up here. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of worried for our winter at this point. Oh my gosh. I'd be worried for my winter at this point. Minus 59, minus 60. Close. It's so close to minus 60. Or you might even hit minus 60 by the time we get up. It's actually minus 60 degrees if you fly through bloody John O'Groats around here. On a plane. Right, what a freaking crazy, insane thing to think about. That's insane. What the heck? Alright, so now let's go to Iceland, if we can even find it at this point. I think it's definitely right there. Let's go here. I'm not even sure if this is the right place, because it is really dark here. I actually can't not see a thing here. I see literally nothing. I'm gonna go in this bit here where there's light. I'm gonna go where there is light. Some city lights here. So yes, this is one of the zones. So it's minus 15 degrees here. Yeah, I'm not bloody surprised. I think that's roughly the same as John O'Groats. I'm not gonna lie, that's not too dissimilar. Minus 61, only 1 degrees colder. Oh, okay, that's a bit odd actually. Let me go up to the north, which is here. So this is our final test to see how crazy it can get. So here is minus 21 average. That is 5 degrees, 6 degrees colder. So let's get up more in the air. Oh my goodness. My results, minus 64. Whoa. Ooh. That is definitely absolutely cold disaster. Okay guys, so this is our testing complete. But if I go up to the very North Pole at this, at best, let's see how cold it gets here. Minus 27 degrees up there. If I go up in the air, up to 35,000 feet, minus 68. Wow. 4 degrees colder up in the proper poles. That is really where the pole is. And we're in the opposite side of the world now. We're not in bloody... We are in Russia right now. Eastern Russia, where there's been recently an earthquake. I think we're just flown up past that. See, this is kind of where we just went. So yeah, this is our test officially complete. And now we are about to end the video. We're just going to set it to real-time date here. 1620? It's not 1620, it's actually 17. It's actually 17, not 16. I think the time zones again is a bit wrong. I think it's not adjusted to it. I don't think it cares that much anyway, so yeah. I think it's mostly focused on the winter time. British winter time, I think. So yeah. This is 16 and temperature here is 32. Where I sort of live. Near where I live is kind of like sort of 60. I don't live in Leeds. That is kind of where Leeds is, but yeah, I don't live in Leeds. So 32 degrees. If I go up in the air, 35. Yep. Okay, that's high. Alright. Okay, so we guys have officially done this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go up to the sun and see how freaking boiling. And yeah, that is warm. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it gets much colder than that. Oh my goodness. So yes, boop. Alright. Make some nice sound effects. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you if you all watched this entire adventure and this entire field working with me. So yeah, well, pretty much digital field working we've been doing this video. So yeah, like we always do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully my Transport Fever 2 video does not malfunction, and we'll see what's happened soon enough. So honestly, I still don't get how that malfunctioned exactly. That's my Nimble Rail video, then what's that? That's when I do the videos again, when I don't, well, when I finally uploaded them. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.